Hi, aligned souls. Welcome to the Soul Revival podcast, where we have meaningful conversations to help you explore tools and healing methods that help you return to your soul self. Join us as we help you merge the ethereal and the material worlds, allowing you to live your most fulfilling and aligned life. I'm Lindsay Stanton, author, somatic practitioner, intuitive Reiki master, and grief coach.
Hello, I am Autumn, a believer in miracles, intuitive guide, and psychic medium. We're your hosts and guides. We don't just talk healing, we live it. This is where soul meets strategy, spirit meets structure, and our highest selves take the mic.
Live streaming of the Soul Revival podcast, and our guest today, Justina Sharp, who we just love and have gotten to know and work with for several years now. So, welcome to the Soul Revival podcast, Justina.
Hello, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, I'm so excited for today.
So, Justina, we'd love to start every single episode with guests with the same question. What aligns you most with your soul self?
Whew. Wow, living in my purpose for sure. But I think to start with, a lot of inner child work allowed me to get into full alignment with myself and really realize who I was below everything that had been put upon me, or life experiences, or any of that, coming back to who I am at a core as a soul. And then every time I honor that, every time I honor the spirit whispers along the way, oh, it feels like pure alignment.
You'll want to stay tuned throughout the entire podcast for a special announcement all about angel signs.
Yes, when we honor those whispers, it feels like home, right?
Yes, it does. It does.
Why don't you take a minute to introduce yourself? What are you? Who are you at your core? What do you do?
Yeah. So my name's Justina, obviously. I have been a registered nurse for 20 plus years. I have been a Reiki practitioner for 20 plus years as well. And past before that, I was a nursing assistant, an EMT on an ambulance, always in some type of field with the mission to try to help others. And that is still my mission today. And I also teach Reiki. I teach Usui and Holy Fire levels 1, 2, and Master. I absolutely adore it. I do one on one sessions in person and on Zoom. And an Angel Reiki session is kind of an all encompassing session. So, we can, well, the angels always show up, but also your spirit team shows up. And a lot of times your past loved ones come in, and we're moving energy around and helping pull energy out that we no longer need. And which allows more room for the love and the light of spirit to come in and shine through us. So, yeah, I also have a podcast called Sacred Soul Sisters, which Lindsay and Autumn will be guests on in the near future for sure. And and I love Lindsay and Autumn. We do go a little ways back, and they are incredible. If you all ever wonder if their hearts are genuine, let me put that to rest right away, because they are 1,000,000% genuine, authentic, real people leading from their heart and soul, not from ego or anything of the sort. So I want you to know you're in good hands.
Thank you, Justina.
Yeah.
We're so
Thank you.
excited because Autumn and I have obviously been witness to your amazing abilities as a healer and intuitive, and we're so excited today. And it's also a fun twist that we were able to get some questions from the Soul Revival Facebook group ahead of time. And we have some really, really great questions. I think that are probably questions no matter where you're at on your spiritual journey you might have. So the first one we have, and Justina, obviously, if you can answer, and then there's a few that I know Autumn and I would probably love to contribute to as well. But the first one we
Mhm.
got is how do you know who your angel or angels are?
Okay, so this one I love because this used to be my question to start with. I'm like, well, who are you? What's your name? Like, what's your background? Where did you come from? Which dimension were you in? Blah, 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 blah. And spirit, I feel like so often is like, what? You humans, like, doesn't matter what our name is, doesn't matter where we come from. We want to be here to help you. So it's so funny sometimes the different perspectives um, that, they're like, we just want to get in and help your soul and raise you up. And like, okay, our name's Joe. What do you want? No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, I think that, going in and asking, trying to get some quiet time. Uh, One of the ways I started was right before I would go to sleep at night, I would ask, hey, can you give me one of my main angels' names to that works with me while I'm sleeping tonight? Because I am a Virgo and I'm very headstrong. And my head goes 900 miles an hour a lot of the time. And I've got this, and this to do. And so sometimes sleeping is the only time it shuts up. So, and then I would just keep a notebook next to me and like write, I do that with a lot of questions actually. And then I would try to take it into meditation, but also just kind of, I took a pause for a minute a long time ago when I started doing that because I would start to get very upset like, oh my gosh, if I didn't remember a name, I knew something happened in my dream, but I didn't remember. So Spirit said, you know what if you just start simply by inviting one of us for like 3 weeks, invite one of us and start to feel our energy and feel what you feel like when we're around. And then sometimes what happens is all of that other starts to unfold because you get this level of comfort and you get this level of peace and you're like, oh, wait, maybe I am really capable of feeling into this. The other thing is automatic writing is also a huge tool that helps me, um, get out of that headspace because as spirit reminds me on a daily basis, uh, get into your heart, get into your heart, sometimes several times a day. Uh, and, I'll get myself spinning out of control. This is off subject. Sorry. But like, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do about this and this and this and this. Oh my gosh, and they're like, first of all, uh, have you asked for help instead of just standing there spinning around like a 3-year-old? Like, whenever you're done having a fit, go ahead and pause for a minute and ask us for help because we're hanging out just waiting, but you're just spinning out of control. And then the other part is, uh, have you went back to your heart? Have you paused for a minute, went back to your heart? And I'm like, well, no, because I'm mad right now. Gosh dang it. And I want it to come to me the way I want it to come to me. So anyway, sorry, that's one of our conversations we have frequently. So I hope that helps some.
Yeah, and I think you brought up so many good points, but the one of the things I think that stood out to me the most that I think that people need to remember is that we have to ask. And so we do have free will, and so if you're frustrated, maybe you're not opening the door, maybe you're not asking. And I love your suggestion of feeling into it, and I feel like before bed is such a wonderful time to ask who your angel or angels are. And I would say my what I know is my truth and what I've experienced is number one, all angels are available to you always. But number two, you probably have more than one angel working on your behalf. And
For
for
sure.
me, I have a trio that are the ones that are like I feel closest to my energy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would even say that going and looking at the angels and what they mean and feeling into your body and seeing which ones resonate the most with you as you're reading about them, because your body cues you into who is closest to your orbit and who is like the main characters on your divine support team.
Yes, I love that.
Justina, I love that you mentioned to invite them in because if you spend 3 weeks with their energy, angels can come at a certain time or a period of your life, and then another one could step in. So getting to know each and every one like a best friend, you could really know who's on your team at that specific time. And a big key to this too is trust. You have to trust yourself in the messages you're getting, and I think that that is one of the hardest things to do.
Amen. 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 Amen.
And I know
Yes.
we have some other questions that are somewhat related to this, but I also want to mention that when you call on your angels, you can call on your angels to help you or a loved one, both human as well as other species, heal. So I have facilitated, I'm sure you have too, Justina, I'm sure you have as well, Autumn, the energy of angels to help me in sessions with clients a lot. And
Mm.
when I'm doing that, I'm tapping into their divine support team, their angels, but also my team.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So one of the most incredible things about doing the things that we do, like in my sessions, so I feel like I don't want to say like I recruit, but I gather more people on my team with every session I do, right? So I start the session out and I invite my client spirit team, I invite my spirit team, and I ask them to work together to provide the most utmost healing experience for my client. And in the meantime, there may be one that's like, on their team and they're like, yeah, I'm probably going to help you a little bit with this. Would that be all right? And I'm like, listen, I'm working on getting out of my head. No, I'm just playing. But I'm like, yes, that would be great. Yes, I would love for you to help. And then I'll notice like the next session, they're already there on my team. I've got this massive crew. I feel like I have this vision in my head where like I step up and they are just like, whew, we're ready. We got you. We're ready. And it's the most incredible feeling. And it's such a blessing to witness it too, because everyone has a spirit team. Like I've never, ever, 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 ever ran across someone that has no support from the other side. Never. That doesn't mean that, um, that you've called all of them in. They may be hanging out like, please ask me. But I just want to reassure people you're never alone. Never. You're always got people rooting for you.
100%. 100%. Well, I'm going to transition then into, I feel like this is a logical transition. So we had some questions about Reiki. What are the
Mm.
benefits of Reiki? And then take us through a session, an example of what a session's like with you.
Oh, so my spirit team just gave me goosebumps all over my body. So Reiki, I feel like has saved my life in more ways than one. So for one, it gave me the first knowledge of really truly knowing that I'm not alone, right, and that I have people helping me. The other part is I love energy work, like being able to assist someone in releasing energy that's not serving them anymore, whether that's past traumas, whether that is emotions, whether that is something from a past life, whether that is something from their grandma, whether that is something from. And what spirit has shown me with my nursing background is I will come in contact with something, say, I know I've talked about this before, but I have a client who's given me permission, but he has ulcerative colitis, and which is like an autoimmune type thing. And so in his colon, his intestines, they're very inflamed. And when the first time I had him as a client, I didn't know this, but in that area, I started seeing in my mind's eye all of this inflammation, and there was some redness and all of these things coming off of it. And Archangel Michael came in, so they always come in with tools, and then I'll run through a session. But Archangel Michael, don't y'all laugh, like this is legit tools, okay? He has this long, like pull filter. This is what Archangel Michael comes in with. And he brings it through the chakra, like gathering the excess debris of stagnant energy that's hanging out. And he brings that to the bottom of the chakra. And the goal is, as we work down every chakra, that it goes down the energetic channel once we get to Mother Earth, right? Well, what happens in things like ulcerative colitis or traumas, which in his sense, there were a lot of childhood traumas that were hanging in that area. And they appeared in my mind's eye as like rock like formations that are adhered to the wall of that chakra. And so Archangel Michael comes around, he holds on those areas, he hovers over with his energy. He has me kind of like as his assistant, and then gently starts to rock the rock like formation back and forth. Archangel Raphael is right next to him, and Archangel Raphael carries, I know this is insane, and I swear I have no background in landscaping, but he has a leaf blower, and it's on like a low setting, and it's full of green healing energy.
We have an exciting opportunity to share with you.
Did you know each week inside the Soul Revival community, we have a giveaway? One lovely soul is gifted something sacred, a Reiki session, an intuitive reading, a powerful course, or even access into the community itself. This isn't just a giveaway. It's a soul blessing, a moment where healing meets divine timing. You'll feel the shift, you'll see the signs, and you'll know you're not alone anymore. Say yes to your intuition, your healing, your next chapter. Enter now at the link below in the show notes labeled Soul Revival Giveaway for your chance to win.
Let's get back to today's episode.
And he also has a bucket, like a 5-gallon bucket, not even a cute bucket, but a 5-gallon bucket full of stem cell energy, which is like this goo looking stuff. And so he comes in as soon as that rock is broke away from the wall a little bit. Archangel Raphael's already starting to send healing energy there. So there's no extra area left raw or open for more inflammation. Archangel Michael will then take that rock-like formation, put his energy and intention on it with the goal to break it down into smaller pieces to go down the energetic channel. If for some reason that rock-like formation is so developed and so concrete that he's having difficulty, he will have me assist him in taking it out of the body, putting it into an energetic fire, and releasing it that way. Okay, so back up for a session. So someone comes into me, whether it's in person or Zoom, same thing. So if you're home on Zoom, I just ask you to wear comfy clothes, have water nearby, have a blanket nearby, and be somewhere where, Amazon isn't going to like walk in, or, the kids or the dogs or, anything like that. And I have them lay down or recline in a recliner, however they're comfortable. And then if they're in person, they're laying down on my massage table, and I've, oh my gosh, I'm totally losing the word, channeled some grounding meditations, and I've recorded them. So they're usually around 7 minutes. And we always start with a grounding meditation to ensure that we're grounded prior to starting our session. So we listen to that. It tells them exactly what to do in it. And you don't have to be a professional meditator. You don't have to, anything like that. If you find your mind wandering, all you have to do is you can put a thought on a cloud and let it go by, or you can just concentrate on my words. That's it. You don't have to do anything special. Your soul knows what to do. So we do the grounding meditation, and then I generally start at the soul star chakra, which sits above the crown, and start calling in the Reiki energy, their spirit team, my spirit team. We go through that, make sure we get it back to spinning properly. So you have a whole chakra balancing series. And then we go through all of the other chakras, which I'm sure you guys have talked about in your community before, the crown and third eye and throat, all the way down. And once we get to the bottom, Mother Earth sort of opens up. She opens up her arms super wide. Archangel Michael energetically opens the bottoms of the feet. And all of that excess, stagnant, no longer serving us energy comes out the bottom of the feet, followed by the loving, healing light of the divine, and pushes it all down. Mother Gaia brings it deep within her core, transmutes it, recycles it, makes it good as new. She sends up her deep grounding energy, and Mother Gaia and the divine do a little dance and just start going up and down, and we've restored the flow from heaven to earth. So that's kind of a session. Afterwards, I tell you all of the things that came up. Well, first I ask you, because this is the other really cool part. You may pick up the same things I'm picking up, right? So I ask you, like, did you see any colors? Did you have any feelings? Did any thoughts come up? Any pictures of past events or anything like that? And then what I love is when they do have something like that happen and they're like, well, I don't think this means anything, but I saw this or I saw that. And I, turn my paper over and I'm like, mm-hmm. And they're like, oh, what? Intuition too? And you all do, by the way. Everybody does. So it's so beautiful. And spirit is showing me that I am assisting by being this vessel sometimes in preventing cancer and things like that, because when we have things in our body that don't belong there anymore, it starts to wreak havoc. So if we're able to get all of that cleared out, like, it's incredible. Sorry, that was probably a long-winded
No,
answer.
that was a great answer. So much great detail. And I think you did a beautiful job of walking people through a sample session. And I think you're right. I mean, there's so many benefits to Reiki. It takes us into a meditative state. It opens us up. It clears, as you mentioned, stored energy that's not serving us. And it provides a gateway to intuition, to your own as well as the healer that you're working with. So it's a gateway to mediumship. It's a gateway to psychic interaction and being able to get messages from your spirit team that way. Which, Autumn, if you don't have anything else on the Reiki, I'll transition because I feel like it's a really smooth one into the next question we got, which is, and I think a lot of people have this question. I honestly think other intuitives maybe even are unclear on this, but what the difference is between a medium session and a psychic session. And I would say that you very well might have a session that has both, but I will leave that to you to answer. And then I'm sure Autumn and I would love to contribute on this one as well.
Oh, that's a loaded question. So, and that's something that definitely has been coming up recently as well. So, I don't necessarily typically advertise the mediumship and psychic abilities with my Reiki, although it's coming more into play.
Are you seeing repeating numbers, feathers, or hearing songs at just the right time? Those signs aren't random. They're messages from your angels. Join the Soul Revival August 7th at 7 p.m. Central Time for a powerful live course, Angel Signs. We'll teach you how to receive, decode, and trust in divine guidance. You'll learn how to spot signs from your angels, understand their meanings, and strengthen your connection to the other side. This isn't just a class. It's an activation. And trust me, your angels are already nudging you to say yes. Reserve your spot now. You don't want to miss this. Link below.
Did you know that amazing programs like this are free for members of the Soul Revival community? Jump over to the link below and join us today.
Mostly because I had finally got to the point where I came out of the spiritual closet over a year ago. I always did my Reiki like on the down low. Like people would corner me in the back of church and be like, "Hey, I heard you do this. Can you do this for me? Hey, I have a family member that really needs this." Or the back of the grocery store. And I started thinking people are going to think I'm like doing drug deals, and I'm just trying to set up like Reiki sessions. Like, what is going on? And anyway, I had a choking episode in my living room where spirit was like, "Enough, no more hiding." Um, and a lot of it, I was brought up Catholic, and then we were a lot of different religions. We'll just leave it at that. Anyway, and I sort of took it upon myself that oh my gosh, this could be portrayed as negative, or this could be portrayed as bad, or I'm going to hell because I have all these things happening and I don't understand what's going on, right? So a long time I didn't do that. However, for this past year, which is really funny that you're asking this, Lindsay, of course, because spirit is like that. Anyway, people are in my sessions, right? And we get done in the session and they'll sit up and they'll be like, so I mean, like, I know that we're like moving energy specifically too, but all the other stuff. So how is this different than like a psychic and medium reading? And I'm like, uh, well, you know, and I find myself like, crap, I'm not sure. So it's so funny. But anyway, so I'm like, okay, all right. I guess there's a lot of it going on. And a lot of it does happen simultaneously, I feel like for me, but that's not always the case with everyone. I feel like with mediumship, a lot of times that is your past loved ones, and a lot of times you are um, people will come to you with an intention of, I really want to talk to my husband that passed away, or I really want to talk to my daughter, or and sometimes they, don't tell you that, and their Aunt Susie comes in and says, hey, I really got to talk to you about the situation that happened when you were like 5. And I know that you've been carrying it your whole life and I should have done more and blah, 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 blah. And they're kind of like, well, that's not who I was going for, and uh, yet it's still a relative, right? So I still put it in like the mediumship category. And the other part is we don't always get to choose as practitioners who's coming in or who's not. Like, newsflash, we don't run the show.
Yeah, we
And
don't run the
I
show at all. And they like the sitter, the person getting the session, and just for anybody watching who hasn't had a session or maybe wants to have a session and wants to know the best way to go about it, setting the intention, you as the receiver, setting the intention and mentally inviting in the person or people that you want to hear from is so important if there is somebody specific or someone's specific that you want to hear from.
right. It is for sure. Um, but in like an instant like that, I feel like it's also important to know that spirit doesn't always give us what we want. Sometimes spirit gives us what we need. And what I was shown with that was this energy that was turning into black tar, starting to cover like 3 different chakras of her. So it was starting to wreak havoc and cause problems in her physical body. And as we had that conversation about her aunt, that moved out. I mean, so I feel like it's so much more. Sorry, I'm getting on the energy stuff. But as far as mediumship, I feel like it's past loved ones typically. And with the psychic, I feel like kind of that might be more where, I may be like, oh, what's going on? Are you writing a book? Like, I see this book, or, what's the trip? What's up with the trip? Who's the guy? He's really handsome, like, um, different things like that. But I do find a lot of times that it kind of like blends together with me. Like I have a difficult time just like separating them 100%. I don't know how you guys typically do yours.
That's how I am as well. It blends together. I feel like psychic is for like clarity, yes or no questions. And then
Mhm.
mediumship is pretty much closure, looking for that specific loved one, and evidential mediumship is important too. Um, I also feel like psychic is where we're reading the auras in Reiki energy, right? Like Reiki is, I wanted to touch base too, because it's an all-in-one stop. It heals on a metaphysical level, physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. So it's not one specific thing. It's so much
Mhm.
deeper than that. That's why I love energy
Amen.
work as well.
I'm like a kid in a candy store with, sorry. Okay.
I And I would say, I would add on top of what you both just said that oftentimes our loved ones are help guiding us on our soul's mission, and they, especially somebody very close to you that's on the other side, they tie to your why and your soul's purpose. So they're going to be very involved with your future, and so you're going to as an intuitive, we're all going to get messages related to your future and your soul's purpose. So, i.e., the psychic piece, but it's going to layer with your spirit team, i.e., the medium piece, and pulling through messages from your team on the other side, whether it's loved ones, animals, whether it's your angels, but it all comes together because ultimately it's what we all know, that it's all oneness. And so we're pulling through loving light oneness energy. And so it's just a difference of what physical form they took when they were here in the 3D.
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I do too. Oh my goodness. I just want to like go cuddle with you two now. Can we like have a blankie and watch a movie?
And I didn't even do this intentionally, but that actually transitioned us perfectly to the last question that we were asked.
Naturally.
And that is, do our pets give us signs after they pass? And I'm going to let you guys answer this
Oh,
first.
seriously?
Everybody that knows me knows all of the signs and all the things that have happened to me with my animals when they've crossed. So
Oh my God. Yeah, and that continue to do so, I should say, with yours. But yeah, I think Lindsay has like supercharged spirit animals. I don't know if there's like they wear the really cool like Michael Jordan shoes, like where you jump higher. Like that's how I picture Lindsay's animals. um, I do have animals come in a lot. In the sessions too, and it is so interesting the ways that they come in. Sometimes it's purely with a personality at first, and I don't necessarily know it's an animal, and I'm like, what is going on? But then they'll like lick them, and I'm like, oh, I mean, I guess some people do that, but and I'm like, so then I'll be like, oh, I think this might be an animal. um Cats, a lot of times that come in they'll like be around my feet and ankles. Like they'll just kind of start like rubbing on like I'll feel them on my legs. Uh and the dogs, a lot of times when dogs come in a session, they'll be like jumping in the room, but they'll do all kinds of interesting things. I know I had a client that there would be like a little piece of a dog bone outside of her front door, just randomly, like every few days. And she's like, I mean, surely, like, I mean, would somebody just like drive by and go put a little piece of a dog bone? And I'm like, well, I mean, I haven't really seen someone do that. I'm thinking maybe it's more your dog is just like, hey. Um, so it's kind of funny. And then she actually ended up finding like a little pile of little pieces of dog bone, almost like the dog was like keeping it for safekeeping. Like I'm gonna keep these over here in case she like doesn't give me a dog bone one day. I can get like a little nibble. So there's so many different ways that they come in, or I've seen them knock over something like in the kitchen, usually on the floor, like if there's a little box or something, or they'll feel them in the bed,
mhm.
like kind of walking. It's They love you so much. I mean, your past loved ones do too, the human form one. Anyway, but animals, man, I almost feel like they just have such a special love for you. It's so
Pure.
in their core. I'm sorry.
It's pure.
Yes, yes, that's a perfect word. It is just, and it's what love is supposed to be, right? It's unconditional, it's non-judgmental, it's incredible. And it's how we are taught to love people, and however our humanness sort of gets in the way. So I think it's so important that we spend some time with animals, even if you don't have any animals of your own. Like just try to be around some sometimes, because I feel like it kind of allows you to check yourself, like, hey, am I getting in my ego? Am I being kind of a brat? Like, because we're fully capable of being a brat, just FYI.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to step back and get in my heart and learn to love like these animals and give somebody the benefit of the doubt and know that I don't know what somebody else is going through. I
Yeah.
know how they present to me, but I don't know. And I can shower them with love. Autumn, how about you with the animals?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think that animals have that natural Reiki energy pouring out of them, especially cats.
Mm.
Like when my cat lays on me and purrs, I can feel the vibration of the purr throughout my entire chakra system. In sessions, animals, especially dogs, usually come through with like have you ever seen like them wearing a collar and sometimes there's like those little bells on them? I'll
Mhm.
usually hear the bells if it's like an animal, so I know that they're coming through as an animal. But yeah, I love that they just represent pure love, like Lindsay said, and innocent. It's so innocent.
Oh, I know. I'll tell you something really quick. So I tell my Reiki students, listen, like in doing this, so learning Reiki, like sitting through the class, I mean, it's really intensive. We do level 1 and 2 together on a weekend, and it is several hours a day on Saturday and several hours a day on Sunday. And they undergo a huge healing just in the process of learning Reiki. And then they also get all of this love and light and divine energy in through them. And I tell them to be aware when they go out from this, because when our lights start to get so bright, right? Animals, especially, it's like a radar. They are like, oh, I know what that is, and they just start to flock. I'm like, so if you start to look like, who is it, Steve Carell and Evan Almighty, where all the animals just start, I'm like, just know you're good, you're safe. They're just happy to see your light, and they're like, nah. And then I have some of them text me like a week later and they're like, why are these random cats just like following me? And I'm like, because they feel your energy. It's beautiful. So it's so funny, and so beautiful. But also another thing, as you guys know, when we get to a point like that, sometimes people fall away.
Yes. Yeah. And that is so true on all fronts, Justina. And I would say, you notice animals even looking at you differently. Like animals definitely have always come into my space, and every neighborhood I've lived in, every animal that's ever gotten loose, they always end up at my house. And I would say children too. I noticed that children are energetically drawn to you when
Mm, babies, especially. Oh my gosh. My kids are forever giving me grief about that. They're like, everywhere we go, if we see a baby, they're just like staring at you.
yeah.
And I'm like, I love the babies. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, Justina, any last things you want to share?
Well, I don't know who's all joining us today right now, but I'm so happy that I got to be here. And I think you guys are recording this that they can see it later too, right? So it'll be in your community. And I just want everybody to know that they can reach out to me at any time if they have any questions about Reiki. My email is Justina at angelreikijourney.com. Also, if you would like to potentially get an appointment for 50% off, I do have a couple slots that are open, and I will give it to the first two people that email me. So normally my sessions are $175, but I will do it for $88. And there's 3 time slots to choose from this Wednesday, which what will the day be, Lindsay, this Wednesday? I believe it's July 30th. Is that correct?
It
Okay.
is correct. My birthday.
And I'm sorry, I'm like, what is today? Anyway, this is Central Time. It's 11 a.m., 1:30 p.m., and 4 p.m. So the first two people that email me at Justina at angelreikijourney.com, I will give you that session for 50% off. And yeah, please check out the podcast, Sacred Soul Sisters, as well. And stay tuned in since I will be having these lovely ladies in the near future. I can't wait. My website is angelreikijourney.com. And yeah, I would love to hear from you.
Thank you so much, Justina, for coming on. You are such a light. I love your energy.
Yes,
Oh,
and
I
thank
love
you
you
for that
guys.
generous offer to our community too. I'm sure some beautiful souls will take you up on that.
Love it. I can't wait.
Yay. Thank you, ladies, and thank you to everybody who joined us live and is catching this on the replay. It will be a special episode of coming to you on all the podcast channels as well. But thank you so much, Justina. We will drop your email address in the comments and in the your website in the show notes as well. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Have a great day.
If today's words stirred something in you, that's no coincidence. Your soul is speaking and it's ready to be heard. If you resonated with today's episode, Spirit is cheering you on, encouraging you. Start choosing yourself again. Start saying yes to your healing and join our sacred community over at www.thesoulrevival.com.
Because healing is better when we do it together. If you love this episode, be sure to hit follow, leave a review, and share this with someone who's ready to return to their soul self. Thank you, Aligned Souls.